Magic is all about a magician's ability to make everyone shy away from reality, and that's what makes magic tricks a great spectacle to watch. You might know that the magician does not want anyone else to know the real secret of his magic. In today's video, we will reveal some of the real secret of the famous magic. After watching this video, you will definitely say that being a magician is not that difficult. So let's get it on.
He's under the bed.
I know.
Xavier's man cut in half trick. There are some magicians who amaze everyone by performing in the streets as well as performing in big shows. YouTuber Xavier Mortimer performed magic in front of everyone on the street, which amazed everyone there. First, let's see what Xavier did here. At first in the video, a wire is used to cut Xavier's body, which cuts through his body and comes out from the back to the front. A table was brought to prevent his body from falling, and his other assistant brought a signboard. After placing the signboard under him, he instructed his assistant to separate his body and turn it left and right. Then they put Xavier on the ground some distance away. After some time, his body and his legs are placed separately on the bicycle. But the most surprising thing is that when he brings his legs, his left leg is moving on its own. And after all this, Xavier is riding the bicycle with no trouble. Now the question is, how did he do it? Xavier shows this magic through 3 tricks. The first one begins by pulling a wire through the body. Magicians use 2 similar ropes to perform this type of performance. First, the magician puts one rope inside his pants from front to back, like this. The one that shows it in front of everyone and takes it backward. He hides the rope behind. But in the case of Xavier's trick, Xavier, instead of putting the wire in the pants, wore an artificial skin. In that case, the wire was already well hidden in the artificial skin. Because of this, it looks like the wire is cutting out of his body, and if you look closely, you will understand that it is not normal human skin. And this signboard is placed under his fake skin, not under his body. Then, Xavier turns his body left and right to show the T-cut illusion. To do this, Xavier first wear this kind of light plastic shell. Because of the shell, we could not see his full body. We just showed his top part to turn right and left. Here, Xavier is only tilting his body, but because of the plastic shell, it looks like he is turning his cut body from side to side. Now you may think, if the body is not cut, then how to put the upper part down? If you look at Xavier's stomach, you will see a suspiciously flat and large area which was not there at the beginning of the video. The reason it looks like this is because its legs are hidden inside the plastic shell. To be sure, if you look at the color of these 2 pants, you will see that one is slightly different from the other because it is a fake leg. And the main reason the fake legs move is because Xavier's girl assistant is doing so via a rope attached to her legs. Xavier is then placed on the bicycle. At that moment, we see a camera cut where Xavier is basically sitting on the bicycle. Here is the upper part of his leg fake. And that's basically how this magic trick was done. Milk carton trick. Franco is one of the best magicians. He surprised all the judges by showing an amazing magic on season 12 of America's Got Talent. He takes a glass in his hand and pours milk into the glass from the milk carton. No one was surprised to see this, but when Franco took the other glasses, he was seen pouring orange juice into one glass and 6 different liquids one by one of which was water, and the last glass was lemonade. Then the beers and sherbets were given to the judges present to taste. Finally, the milk carton in his hand tore open the box, revealing to everyone that there was nothing in it. So how did he do it? As some of you might think, the milk carton has many compartments from which different liquids are shared out. But Franco rips the milk carton at the end of the video, implying that there is nothing in the milk carton. Now talking about where the liquid came from, the secret lies not in the milk box, but in these glasses. Here the milk box had only water inside. Out of the 6 glasses here, 5 of the glasses had different types of powder, and the glass in the video where only water was poured was empty. In the video, Franco only showed this empty glass to everyone and covered the rest of the glass with his hand first so that no one could see the powders in the glass. You have understood by now that if these powders are mixed with water, then the water will become liquid. Of the liquids made here, only the lemonade at the end is edible. So is it that the judge is here to drink fake liquid? Not. At this point in the video, there was a camera cut. After that, it can be seen that suddenly his assistant is standing with a tray of liquid in his hand. And this assistant has secretly changed the drinks to the original one. If you notice, you can't see any foam in the beer before changing the tray, but the beer after changing the tray has foam. Water suspension trick. You have either done this science experiment or seen this science experiment at some point, where some water is taken in a glass or container and the glass is rotated with a paper cardboard placed on top of the glass. Surprisingly, no water falls from the glass. But when the cardboard is removed, the water falls. Magicians have taken this simple science to the next level. When seen, after placing cardboard under the glass and removing the cardboard after rotating the glass, the water does not fall. The magician first takes some water in his glass and hides it with a lid of cardboard before placing the cardboard on top of the glass, so that he can attach this lid to the glass along with the cardboard. Attaching this lid to the glass will create a vacuum in the glass even if the paper is removed, due to which the water will not sink. And the magician can throw the water whenever he wants, because a small hole is placed at the bottom of this glass, which the magician keeps closed with his fingers from the beginning. But whenever this finger is moved, the water falls. Split man trick. You're walking down the street, and if someone suddenly walks in front of you like that, you don't seem to be doing very well at that moment. However, this is not some kind of magic trick, and it's so simple that you don't even need to explain it. If you watch this video, you will understand what the real secret is. If you want to see the second part of this video, share the video and leave a comment. Cigarette trick. Mario Lopez performs magic on smoking a cigarette that is very popular on the internet. In this trick, out of nowhere, a cigarette appears in Mario's hand. He then inserted the cigarette into his nose. But surprisingly, the cigarette itself comes out of his mouth, and when he moves the cigarette inside his mouth moves too. And seeing this, everyone there was shocked. Let's divide this trick into two parts. The first part is when Mario puts the cigarette up his nose. The second part is when Mario out the entire cigar out of his mouth. At first, in this video, the cigarette that Mario inserted into the nose, he already split it into two parts, and Mario inserted only the back part into his nose and concealed the rest with his left hand. Now talking about how he took the cigarette out of his mouth. If you look at this frame of the video, you can see after Mario shows off the cigarette in his right hand to everyone, he puts it in his left pocket, and from there he basically hides another cigarette in his hand. And while he was putting the cigarette in his nose, he also put the remaining cigarette in his mouth. Here's half cigarette in nose and full cigarette in mouth. Because of this, when Mario moves the cigarette in his nose, he also moves the cigarette in his mouth with his tongue. Finally, when he went to insert the whole cigarette into his nose, he took the cigarette and hid it in his hand. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Body transformation trick. Before unraveling the mystery of this magic, let's see what happened here. First, the magician changes the woman's black dress into a red dress. Then suddenly the woman becomes a little girl. Then when the girl enters the cloth frame, the magician transforms her into 3 adults. 2 girls and 1 boy. Again, when the boy enters the box, the magician closes the door of the box, and in place of the boy, the first woman comes. A mobile phone is then brought on stage, and the woman stands in front of the mobile. Then suddenly the magician sent the woman inside the mobile. Shortly thereafter, the woman transforms into a boy and comes out from it. Towards the end of the video, the boy turns back into a girl when he is wrapped in cloth. Here is the secret. The reason for the woman's dress change at the start of the video is that the woman was already wearing a red dress under a black dress. When the frame of the cloth is lifted up at this moment, she takes off the black dress and shows everyone her red dress. The magician then transforms her into a little girl. But here it is different. If you look at this picture, you will realize that the little girl was hiding here from the beginning. Additional space is built under the table where anyone can hide easily. When the magician lifted the frame of the cloth the moment, the woman sat down and the little girl stood up. The little girl enters this box-like thing. Then the girl does not go very far inside, even though the box is quite large. The reason that the box is split into two parts, the back part is where the three adults are hidden already, and when the magician drops the cloth down, the girl hides down and the three adults can be seen by everyone. And the little girl is hiding underneath, evidenced by this round thing under the table. A red box is then brought on stage, divided into two parts, in which the woman is already hidden. At this point in the video, when the magician opens the box, there is some space on the right side where the woman is hiding. As soon as the box is closed, they both switch places. And that's basically how women come into the box. In the case of the mobile trick, the magician did not send the woman to the mobile, but the woman sat down and her pre-recorded video was played on the screen. And this woman did not change into a boy. Rather, the boy was hiding behind the mobile from the beginning. The woman also hides behind the mobile when the magician raises the cloth, and the boy comes forward when the magician raises the cloth again. At the very last stage of the video, it can be seen that the boy becomes a girl if he is wrapped in a cloth. When the long cloth was brought on stage, the woman stepped out from behind the mobile and moved behind the cloth. Most interestingly, no trick is used here, only by turning the cloth 180 degrees. The boy is taken behind the cloth and the woman is brought to the front. That's for today's video. We have many such weird and mysterious videos. If you want to watch the videos later, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you soon.